Okay, let's get to it. Closing argument. Investigators, he tells the lie to his family, he tells the lie to his friends, he tells the lie to his business partners. I think he told the lie to his own lawyers, I think, up until the point that the kennel video is finally released. And then on the stand, he finally admitted to the lie. So Creighton Waters had to talk about this during his closing argument. Let's take a listen to that, and then we'll take a listen back to Alex Murdaugh being interviewed and Alex Murdaugh on the witness stand, again, talking about the big lie.
The defendant, after hearing multiple individuals of his family and friends and law partners get on the stand and listen to that video and say, that's him on that video, got on the stand for the first time and said, okay, I was there. He was forced into doing what he does all the time, and that's coming up with a new lie when he's confronted with evidence he can no longer deny. And the only reason he did that is because all those witnesses at that witness stand said, yeah, that's him. He's there. Why would he lie about that, ladies and gentlemen? Why would he even think to lie about that if he were an innocent man? Why would he even think about that? But he got on the stand and he's told you a story, and we're going to talk more about that story in a minute. But his story was that he didn't want to go down there, and then he went down there, and he went down there really quick and got care of the chicken and went straight back, and he can't remember anything about what he talked about with Maggie. He can't remember their conversation at dinner, but he's dadgum sure about the fact that he went down there and went straight back. But even if you give him the benefit of the doubt, his story doesn't make sense. Because that kennel video is 50 seconds. It's over at 8:45. Even if you give him the benefit of the doubt that he could take care of the chicken and maybe the fastest dog and chicken chase ever, and put that chicken up and not say a word to Maggie and Paul and get on that golf cart and drive all the way back to the house, where does that put you? It puts you right at 8:49.
Maggie was heard in the background. And you were heard in the background. And that was prior to 9 p.m.
I heard Rogan Gibson ask me if I was up there. He said he thought it was me.
Was it you?
At 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Not if my times are right.
Who do you think it could have been?
I have no idea.
And Rogan's been around your family for pretty much all his life.
Oh, absolutely.
And he recognizes your voice, and you have a distinct voice. Do you think of anybody else that has a voice similar to yours that he may have misinterpreted?
No, sir.
Mr. Murdaugh, is that you? On the kennel video at 8:44 p.m. on June 7th, the night Maggie and Paul were murdered.
It is.
Were you, in fact, at the kennels at 8:44 p.m. on the night Maggie and Paul were murdered?
I was.
Did you lie to SLED Agent Owen and Deputy Laura Rutland on the night of June 7th and told them that you stayed at the house after dinner?
I did lie to them.
Why would you lie if you're an innocent man? Why would you lie if you're an innocent man? And I understand, I've heard from many criminal defense attorneys that innocent people remain silent. But do innocent people lie? Let's bring back in our think tank. Joe McCulloch is with us. Eric Bland, Noah Pines. Why would an innocent person lie? I'm asking you.
To me? Oh, well.
I'm asking you.
Well, I direct the Innocence Project for South Carolina, so I can tell you that innocent people do lie because they're scared. Had I been Alex's lawyer or that angel on the shoulder, I suspect I would have said, don't say paranoid, say scared. I was scared. I don't know why they chose that word. It has a connotation for the average juror that probably is not ultimately helpful. But, I mean, Creighton Waters did a superb job in ending his cross-examination with that big lie. And, of course, he got double duty out of it today. He used it in his closing, at the end of his closing. I just wish that he might have gotten there sooner or let off with it.
Well, I view it differently than Joe does. He's law enforcement. He has 100 years of law enforcement in his bloods that run deep, and in his blood. And he knows that people have to cooperate to solve crimes. And certainly an innocent man, the first thing he would do would be to give all the information to the police if he really believed that there was this vigilante, renegade killer out there. Just because you tell the police, hey, I was in the house, that doesn't mean you have to lie about it. You say, look, I wasn't there, I don't know. I get it that, you know, you may, if they start interrogating you about your relationship with your wife and they start saying, well, we heard that you've had marital discord, then at that point you would say, you know what, I think I need to get a lawyer. But he's law enforcement, and he knows that if you're going to catch somebody hot, like a hot killer, you got to give the police some information. I'm not saying it's information that will lead to your guilt, but give them truthful information about that night.
He didn't. No, is there a reason why an innocent person would lie?
Well, I mean, are you asking me theoretically, or are you asking me why Alex Murdaugh lied?
Both.
Well, I mean,
we're going to cover more trials.
Because he was down there and he killed his wife and son. And, you know, I think Jim Griffin must have been
but let's talk about innocent people. So that would be a guilty person. That's why a guilty person lies.
Yeah.
So the question, is there any reason why an innocent person would lie? Your answer is no, right?
No, I mean, innocent people sometimes get, I think a lot of times law enforcement officers trick people and they pressure people to make statements, but there's no trick or pressure.
There was no pressure.
That's what I'm saying.
Though.
In this case, Vinny, there is no trick.
It doesn't exist.
No pressure. Correct. So I've seen it where people get tricked and pressured all the time. You know, hey, just say this and it's going to be okay. And then they say it because they're used to listening.
But that's usually the opposite way, though, isn't it?
Correct.
But yeah, that's usually the opposite way around. Like
you get a different situation.
The false confession. The Innocence Project, the false confession, where someone lies about actually committing the crime.
Right.
Now we're talking about an innocent person lying about not being somewhere, right? That's different.
No, it is big difference.
It's a big difference.
I
just turned that upside down on you, Joe.
That's pretty good.
That's right. I'm not alibying Alex Murdaugh and what he said.
Judge Politan just dropped the gavel on you.
He lied. His explanation is he was scared. Creighton Waters did a very good job of proving that the moment
Why
he was
he
the reason.
What was he scared of? Wasn't that very calm? This is a scarier conversation than he had in the car.
Was he scared of the Collin County police?
On you is scarier than what happened in that car.
Kukla and Ali over here doubling up on me.
But
I don't know why he lied. The problem and the challenge for the defense is explaining to this jury why he lied. And his explanation of what he was afraid of, what he was paranoid of, slid. They weren't there when he lied the first time.
Right.
That's a critical issue. The
Plus he lied to 911 plus to the police officer.
The question is whether that overcomes the problems in this case. There's a lot of reasonable doubts and failures in prosecution.
Tomorrow the defense will speak. Go ahead, Noah.
Vinny, here's the other problem with the lie.
Sorry, Noah?
The other problem with the lie is, if he didn't kill them, how does he know when the murders happened? Why did he lie about the part when the actual murders happened?
Oh, I love that. Use that in the rebuttal.
He could have left, under his theory, he could have left and they got killed while he was on his way to Alameda.
Oh, Noah Pines.
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
Well, this is
What
genius.
I'll text it to you, Eric.
Get in the car and get down here.
I didn't hear what
Get
Noah
down
said.
here for the morning. What Noah Pines just said, and there's folks here watching so they can hear it too. He just said, why would you lie about when the murders took place? Alex Murdaugh wouldn't have known when the murders took place. He couldn't have known. It could have been at, I don't know, any time that he was
9:20, 9:30 when he's at Alameda.
Oh,
Good
but he
job.
lied about the time of the
Turn
murders.
that into the Attorney General.
I will.
Maybe
I talked to Creighton Waters at 5 a.m. I'm going to tell him.
dropping the mic tonight from Atlanta. Fly him in for the show tomorrow.
That would have been good to argue in the
He would never know when the murders are if he's at the house.
It's the timing of the lie.
No, he wouldn't know at all.
Oh.
Right. No, yeah.
The time.
He doesn't know.
Only the murderer knows the time.
He leaves at 9:05 and he doesn't come home till 10.
Down. This needs to be in the rebuttal argument tomorrow. Holy cow.
Brilliant. Good
Wait
job,
a minute.
Noah.
I'm speechless.
Solve the crime.
I'm speechless.
Solve the crime.
Speechless.
Right here on Court TV.
Oh, this is amazing.
Jeez.
Do you think they're watching?
I'm going to pack up my folding chair and go home.
Do you think they're watching? Do you think they're watching? Wow.
No, I don't.
They are watching.
They are.
They are watching.
All right.
Because 4 weeks ago I said Family Annihilator on this show, and what did they argue?
Unbelievable. All right, I'm speechless. Noah Pines, take us to the break, Noah. Take us to the break.